Welcome to episode number 5 of The Roar, the show for all things Hershey Cubs, players, coaches, personnel, and news. I'm Joshua Gerhardt alongside Clay Thomas, your host and broadcaster for the Cubs 2023-2024 season. With us today is Cubs forward Marco Taffo. Marco, thank you for joining us, and how are you doing today, man?
I'm great. Thank you guys so much for having me. How are you
Awesome.
guys?
We're great, man. Happy to have you on today. So this is Marco's first year with the Cubs for all you listeners at home. In 12 games played so far this season with Hershey, Taffo has accumulated 10 points and that's 3 goals and 7 assists. So he's having a hot start to the season so far. So then from 2022 to 2023, Taffo played with the Cubs' rival. Yes, that's right, the rival, the New Jersey Rockets. He went to the dark side for a little bit. The New Jersey Rockets during that season, Taffo accumulated 4 points in 15 games played. Taffo then joined the Cubs during that season, appearing in 16 games and produced 10 points, 4 goals, and 6 assists. Taffo currently serves as one of the assistant captains for the Cubs. So Marco will jump right into our first question here. The Cubs are coming off a huge 6-3 victory here against the New York Aviators, where you dropped not one, not two, but 3 total points. You had 1 goal and 2 assists. What does this win mean for you and your teammates?
I think it's a great win overall. We obviously started out that game pretty slow, but it was good to come back and help out MA after we kind of let him out to dry in the first. And then just obviously everything would happen before the game, obviously the ice and everything. So we were all pretty bummed out about that, but it was good that we didn't let that affect us and we came out and we were just able to win.
For all the listeners who are, unaware about the ice situation, can you kind of shed some light onto that?
Yeah, so we were told the night before that something happened with the ice. I think it melted and it got canceled. And then at like 11:30, we were told it was back on. So, and then we woke up at about like 6:30 in the morning, loaded up the bus, went to Brooklyn, and told we can't play because the concrete was sticking out of the ice. So,
Oh
spent the
my
entire day just
goodness.
doing whatever, just wandering around New Jersey is where our hotel was at, and then we showed up back Sunday, and we were told we could play.
What an odd situation of circumstance. I don't know if I've ever heard that happening before.
Yeah, neither I. That's a first for me. That was brutal.
I mean, how long have you been playing hockey for, Marco? And I'm sure that's never happened in your many years of playing hockey.
Yeah, I've been playing since I was about 3, 4 years old, and it's the first.
Very
Yeah,
interesting situation there. So, you know, this that was a huge win. I mean, like the Aviators, typically speaking, they're a pretty physical team. So, like,
yeah.
how was it like for you guys to kind of combat that adversity and rise to the occasion against a team like the Aviators?
We just answered them right back. They hit and we hit harder. We didn't really let them boss us around. They did something to our players, our goalie. We let them know that's not going to happen out there, and it just stuck with them the entire game. We were able to come out.
Love to hear that. So then, when you received the A, right, on your jersey this year, what did that honor mean to you?
Oh, it meant a lot. To be able to be one of the leaders on this team in my final year. It means a lot, and it means a lot for the players that they voted for me, that they thought I was one of the leaders. It means a lot.
I was about to ask you, how did the voting process kind of, happen? How did that all work out?
Yeah, the players voted on it, and so did the coaches. So I think they made the right decision with all the captains. Especially with our captain Leduc. He's a phenomenal leader in the room, and he's a very positive guy, and no better person to wear the C.
He's a great kid, and I completely agree with you as well there.
Yeah.
So throughout your entire hockey career, have you ever wore a letter before, or is this the first time?
I've had A's in the past when I was at the Rockets. My second year of juniors, I got an A. In my first year in 16s, I got an A.
So then, being an A is all about being a leader on the ice and in the locker room and helping that captain too. So how would you define your leadership style?
I've been kind of a little bit old school. A lot of guys, I like to just be straight up with them. If they ask me they need to do better, I just give it to them. Because at the end of the day, me sugarcoating things isn't gonna get you better. You need to hear
No,
the truth.
absolutely not.
You need to know what you have to do right then and there to be better.
I think that's, great for a lot of guys too, because they'll ask how they can get better, right? You're just straight to the point. You're not delaying that process. You're allowing them to kind of
Yeah.
work on that right away. And that's a great thing to have in a leadership quality right there. And you mentioned how great of a captain Leduc is, but what about the entire core together? What does that core mean to you, and how do you guys, build that chemistry as leaders?
We're great. The core is very tight. We made sure everyone, was hanging out together at the beginning of the year. No one was going off in their own little groups. because at the beginning of the year, we have a lot of Canadians, so they're all
Okay.
kind of separate from us, but we made sure everyone got along and everyone was talking together.
I was going to ask you how difficult was it to merge the two different kinds of players, right? Because the Canadian culture is a lot different than like the American culture because it's not just like the Toronto Canadians. I mean, this is like the French Canadians. So how did you guys learn how to merge those two cultures together and succeed together as a team?
I mean, I thought it was pretty easy at the start because, the first thing was we had to help them with their English, and, that obviously got a lot of jokes going around because they can't say a lot of words. So, I mean, it was pretty helpful. A lot of the guys helped them out, and we were just able to get a good bond from there, you know.
Absolutely. Clay, we anything you want to add on here so far?
I just wanted to, we touched on it early, but I wanted to get into what made your choice to join the Cubs in the middle of the season last year and leave the Rockets, and then why you also chose to come back to the Cubs this year.
Hmm.
I left because I just needed more playing time in general. That team was pretty good, and I didn't really think I'd be getting a lot of time there. And I came here because I saw always how the players get treated and how amazing the facilities are and the staff. So I decided to give it a try, and then I re-signed in the off season because I know that I could get a college commit out of here. Brennan is very smart with this stuff, so is Brady, and I just know if I trust them that they'll do do me right and put me in school.
Speaking of college commits, have you kind of had any offers kind of coming your way? Have you had any possibilities yet? Talk to us about that process.
At the first showcase, I talked to Post University,
Oh wow.
so kind of in the works with them a little bit. So
Now
that's the only one so far.
is that ACHA, CHF, NCAA?
That's NCAA. It says 2 and 3 in their bio. I know two is independent right now, but I think they play a lot of Division 3 teams.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
then, Marco, we mentioned this earlier, but you're off to a really, really hot, sizzling start here. So what do you attribute this point scoring success to so far?
My line mates, definitely. Especially last game, me, Carson, JR really stepped up and really helped out. But we have everyone on the team. Everyone could do everything pretty much. Everyone could be a goal scorer, be blocking shots if they need to. Everyone could do everything, and that's like not many teams could do that in this league.
And I was just about to ask you, do you feel like your role as a player has changed over the course of your hockey career?
I think so. Yeah.
Can you give
Uh,
us some more insight
towards
into that then? Yeah.
towards the beginning, I was a bit of a bottom six forward, the grinder. But as I gotten older, I started taking it more serious, and now I've definitely jumped up as one of the producers now.
Yeah, man, I wish I was one of the top six forwards. I was always one of those bottom six forwards throughout my entire career. But whatever level you're on, whether it's a top six, bottom six, you play a pivotal role in the team here.
Yeah.
So kind of another question to kind of spur off that. How would you define your playing style?
I like to say creative. I like to adventure out. I like to do some fancy moves, I guess, but I like to set up plays and just pass. I'm a big passer,
I
so
was about to
That's
say you
a
got
facilitator out there.
the
yeah,
facilitator, the UPS man, just delivering packages all day long out here.
yeah,
But
definitely.
I was going to ask you, is there a certain NHL player that you particularly model your game after? And if so, why?
Austin Matthews, just
Austin
he's
Matthews.
yeah, he's
You
got
got
a
the
great
muzzie. You
shot.
got the muzzie like
I
Austin
was
Yeah,
gonna say
Matthews.
that, yeah.
yeah,
You might
but
you might have a better
he's
muzzie than Austin Matthews right now, honestly.
really
I would
not a
say
lot
so.
of people
Yeah.
like it. So
Really?
yeah,
Well, who cares what other people think, man? You do
Exactly.
you.
You do you. You
yeah.
do you, man. But no, go back to what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but just the way he plays, it's just his shot. I've tried to model my shot after that for a couple years now, and it's getting there. But it's just his shot is just the main thing I kind of look at, and just the way he plays too. He's especially since he's developed his game to more of a 200-foot game, and that's what I'm trying to do now.
I'm
So
not gonna lie to you, Marco. When I played hockey, I mean, I never back checked, and I never heard the end of it. I never heard the end of it.
yeah, that's the same with me. Brennan gets on me about that a lot, so
let,
I'm
let,
trying
let
to
me
trying to fix that.
let me ask her. Are you one of those guys that cherry picks a lot?
No, not anymore. Not since the last 2 years mainly.
But you were a cherry picker at one point in your career.
Yeah, if I read that our defenseman had it, I'd start flying his zone.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always got caught cherry picking, man. When our defense would have the puck, I'd be like almost at the blue line, being like, here, and they're like, what are you doing? So no, I completely get it because like sometimes you get that full head of steam and you're just like off to the races and you just get so excited.
Yeah.
So
He just wants that big moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you mentioned you're like the nifty mover guy. You know, you got the stick handles, you got the puck on a string. What is your favorite move you like to pull out of your arsenal?
Um, I don't know. It's just
You would toe drag and
like
release Bedsy bar down kind of guy, or what?
yeah, like a toe drag kind of toe
Yeah.
drag release.
Now, for all the viewers at home who might not know what a toe drag is, can you kind of shed some light onto where, like, how you would use a toe drag? How do you pull off a toe drag, and why is it important in your game?
Um, for starters, you normally I take it from the toe of my stick and then I drag it into my body, into my stomach area, and then I kind of let it go. I like to do it because it kind of changes the defenseman's angle, and I'm able to shoot through him better. And with the defenseman screwing the goalie most of the times, it should work. Get a
I was
good
about to,
shot off.
I was
Hopefully, it
about to,
goes in.
yeah, I was about to say I know a lot of guys will tend to drag it then, and then use the defenseman's like to go between the skates, and then rip the puck
Hmm.
between the skates and use the defenseman as a screen for the goaltender.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is always an interesting question that I like asking you players. Do you have any interesting or unusual pre-game rituals? If so, what are they? And can you shed some more light onto those?
Oh yeah. A lot of people say this one's weird, but I don't normally eat on game days.
What?
Yeah, I always eat the night before. I eat a lot the night before because I feel like it just weighs me down in the morning.
Wait, whoa.
You don't eat anything at
You
all.
don't eat anything.
I normally, if it's a late game, I'll have like a peanut butter sandwich, but that's about it.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't really eat a lot.
I gotta take a minute to process that. I see Clay over
Yeah, I
like
know. A lot,
shaking
it
his
hits a lot
head.
of people at first.
You wait. I'm gonna reiterate this again. You don't eat anything before a game.
Yeah, but I eat a lot the night before, like a lot.
Like what we talking? Like a whole smorgasbord, like Shady Maples, like
A
kind of
lot of pasta, a lot of pasta,
Oh my goodness.
a lot of pasta, a lot of normally chicken. It's what my
Have
mom would
you
make when I played at home. But
I was gonna ask you, have you always not had anything like before a game or like before or
no,
just
kind of started once I played juniors because I mean when I was younger, my parents kind of forced me to eat before games and everything.
yeah.
But once I got older and I could start driving myself to the rink, I kind of just like did my own little routine.
I'm mind blown, Clay. Your thoughts?
So like I know exactly what that feels like because when I was younger and I was a kid playing like midget and pee wee football, there was a weight limit and I was always taller and like just naturally bigger than everybody else. So I had to watch what I ate and watch my weight even when I was in third grade. So that like all week it was like eat minimal, work like make sure my weight was good. And then come game day it was I didn't eat at all. And that was the worst feeling ever. So for you to not do it at all willingly and just have no reason to, you're a psycho a little bit. I'm not
Yeah, I'm
gonna
not gonna
lie.
lie, man. You're a little wild for that one.
Yeah, I
But
know.
hey,
I'm not the
it's
first to say
working.
that.
I mean,
It's
Yeah, it's
yeah.
working.
working right now. So
So
Look, I never like so I have a special medical condition which I'm actually tube fed for. So it's funny because I actually got a lot of my teammates would make fun of me because they'd see me come into the locker room with my feeding bag on and be like, "Oh, he's juicing up before his game. He's juicing up before his game." But dude, I could never imagine that, man. That's wild.
it's a lot easier if you have like an early morning game, like an 11. You wake up
Well,
early and I
yeah.
could
yeah, I
just
mean
go
that's
straight there.
understandable, but like if you're playing like a 6 or a 7, like that's wild, bro.
Yeah, and
Like
I
a
would have
prime
like
time game.
maybe like a little bowl of cereal or like a peanut butter sandwich right before I leave. Should hold me over.
You at
Now,
least stay hydrated, right?
I was
Like you
just
have
about to
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
like you
that.
got I think they got BioSteel in your locker room or the coach's room or something. Like you gotta have some kind of
yeah,
energy, right?
yeah. But and I always snack on like candy, like sugary stuff in the intermissions. So that
Now,
just keeps me going a little bit.
I do gotta ask you with the last name Taffo, does anybody call you Taffy on the team?
Yeah, at the
Uh,
beginning a little bit. That's what Brady still calls me.
he calls you Taffy.
Yeah,
Anyone give you the laughy Taffy or just Taffy?
Brady. Brady gives me the
Brady's
Laffy
laugh.
Taffy.
I could have picked that one. Yep, I could have seen that one.
Yeah.
But
So
that, go ahead, Clay.
So I just wanted to know, like we talked about it a little bit, going back, you previous years you started lower in the six-man lineup at the bottom. But where did you find your love for hockey growing up in Staten Island? I'm assuming Rangers or Devils fan?
Islanders.
I was just
Islanders.
about
All
to
right. I
say
was
big an
close
Islanders
enough.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one I was wrong. That was going to be my third guess, but I just went with one of the two. But where did you find your love for hockey? Was it through like a relative, a parent, just found it on TV one time? Where did you kind of find that?
Uh, Most likely my older brother. He's 7 years older than me. So when I was young, he was like at the peak of like old enough where, it's very fun to watch. And I always went to all of his games. So that's kind of where it stemmed off of. And that's where my love kind of grew.
Do you remember your first game or your first goal?
I don't remember my first goal.
You don't
Okay.
have the puck? You don't got the puck to prove it?
Oh, my first junior goal? I think I have the puck in my house in my room somewhere.
I was about to say you better keep that puck, man. That's gonna go in a museum someday,
Yeah,
maybe.
but yeah, I do remember my first junior goal though. It was at the Rockets, and I just came over the circle on the face off and shot it, and it went in.
Now, are you a big Selly guy?
It depends.
It depends.
Depends against who.
You gotta explain more about that, man.
It
We
depends
talked about
against who and
third.
how the game's going.
Yeah. What's our go-to?
Yeah. Um, Kind of just like it's like the Austin Matthews celly, he kind of just goes in and then out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always a good one. But no, I wanna go back because you said you got a lot of superstitions. Is food just one of many, or are there more here to elaborate on?
There's more. Mainly when we get to the rink.
I was about to
The
say
first
let's
thing I
talk let's
normally
let's
do.
talk about our typical game day kind of rituals here.
Yeah, so when I first get to the rink, the first thing I always do is just I take my suit off and I get dressed in my warm-up gear and then I tape my sticks. I always tape it and then wax it right before I go on the ice. I don't like the wax to sit on my stick before I get to use it, so I always wax it right before we go on. And then I do the same warm-up routine every time at the same time. So about like an hour 45, I'll go upstairs to the upper bowl of the arena and I'll do the same stretches, same everything, listen to the same music. And
Oh,
then when I'm done with that, I normally go down, play some Sue with the guys, and then go get dressed after that.
Who
Stu.
are, who are your typical go-to songs or artists you listen to?
Little Uzi is my favorite.
Ooh, give me your top three Lil Uzi songs.
Oh man,
I know
let
it's
me pull
tough.
it up. I have
It's
it in my
tough.
playlist.
Dude,
Some of those titles are
It's
a little hard to remember.
mhm,
Lil Uzi got some straight up bangers though, for real.
yeah. Yes sir, yes sirski. That's a
Oh,
good one.
that's a good one. Yep.
Um, Do What I Want,
Oh, I love that one. That's a great one.
and
I
probably
love.
go with P2. P2 is a
Oh,
good
me
one.
too. I love how to talk.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's a solid banger right there. But you talked about Suey. Explain more about Suey for all the listeners at home who might not know what Suey is with you, the guys.
It's a soccer game where everyone's in a circle and you just got to keep it up. You kick it, you could head it, you could do it pretty much do whatever besides hit it with your hands. But you just got to keep it up, and whoever messes it up and lets the ball hit the ground, they're out.
Now, I'm not asking you to call out your teammates here, but who's one of the best Suey players you've seen?
The best. Oh, um, Evan Singer is always in the finals.
Ooh, singer.
He's always in there.
Who who always seems to get out first? Who gets the boot first?
Slay, Zachary Slayball. He's always the first one out.
Love you, Slay.
Yeah, but yeah, we kind of go after him first though. But
You guys you target him first.
yeah, a little bit, but he's always the first one out.
Just get him out of the way now. Just keep it rolling.
Yeah,
Yeah, just do the dirty work now and just keep rolling with the real game, our regular scheduled
yeah.
content.
hmm
But as the season kind of gets in, to the nitty-gritty parts here, Marco, what are you most excited for? What games have you really kind of scratched on your calendar as like, oh, this is a big one here?
Um, Rockets.
I was about to say,
obviously.
yeah.
Gee,
Yeah,
gee,
my
I
old
wonder, I
team.
wonder
I
why.
wonder, I wonder
Yeah.
why.
Can't imagine.
Yeah, the Rockets is one. Same with the Hitmen. I played them for a lot and now, and they're definitely a rival to me. Maybe not to the program, but for me, it definitely is after, previous years.
I was about to say, for you to play against, the team that you played for so long, what kind of mental preparation goes into those kind of games, and like, how do you attack those games? Is it any different than a normal game?
Not really. It's mainly because it's a whole different team from last year. And I only know about two, three of the guys still there. So I just treat it like any normal game, really.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, so there's not a lot of guys there that you left or that are left that or
About two or three. That's about it.
do you like talk to them after the game sometimes and say like, hey man,
Yeah.
kind of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I see them before the game. We talk before the game. We talk during warm-ups.
Yeah. Now, the biggest question here is with friends that on opposing teams, do you guys still like will tend to go after each other as physically, if not more physically? Or is there like, a mutual respect kind of there?
No, I kind of just treat it like a normal game.
So if they get the
You
puck,
know.
you're getting dumped.
Yeah, pretty much.
Clay, go ahead.
Like I want to score. I'm there to win. I want the team to win. So I
Oh,
can't go easy on people.
agreed.
The best mindset.
It is the best.
Yeah.
So what's something that you think specifically the Cubs as a team or even for yourself could work on more and just kind of iron out some more details as you look to move forward? Still an early season, still got some bugs to work out. I'm sure every team does, but what's something that you think your team could do better moving forward?
Just the start of games. We have a tendency of coming out flat. So, like for example, in Aviator, we went up 1-0, and then we went down 3-1.
Oh,
And then the second and third period are always much better because then we wake up. But I think if we get over that hump of coming out flat, we'll be a pretty good team.
well, I remember during the showcase that I called your games in New Jersey, you guys went down. Correct me if I'm wrong, Marco, but I believe it was 2-0 to the Rockets Hockey Club for the first two
Yeah,
periods, and then you guys had a 5-goal third period that led you guys to the victory. So for the first two periods, you guys were completely and totally dormant. I mean, they were in hibernation. The Cubs were
yeah,
actually in hibernation, with no pun
yep,
intended.
yeah.
But what does it take for you guys to rally in those moments? Because like coming back is fun, it's exciting, it's energizing. But like obviously you don't want to do that every game. So like when the situation presents itself, how do you guys kind of attack that and keep your minds in that mentality?
Um, no one gets really. No, we don't let anyone get hard on themselves or anyone else, and this is where guys like Leduc and our other captains just keep everyone high, keep the heads high, and just keep the intensity pretty good.
I think that's the hardest part, with the comeback, the victory that you guys have had, being able to rally from being down by, multiple goals sometimes. And believe it or not, you guys have found a way. I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. And so far, you guys have proven to do that. But like you said, though, obviously, you don't want to make it a regular occurrence to be the comeback kids almost every game.
Yeah, yeah. No one likes to come back. I'd much rather have a lead than have to come back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Clay, any more thoughts from you then?
I think I'm all set. How long are you going to keep the muzzy? That's what I really want to know. Is that going to change at all now that you've been
I
playing
don't
really
know.
well recently?
I don't know.
Is that just going to become a
I
superstition?
It should. It should. We
I don't
should
know.
keep the Marco Muzzy. I'm gonna honestly, I might patent that trademark. The Marco Muzzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Marco Muzzy, man.
Yeah, I know my mom wants me to get rid of it. So does my sister.
Moms
Yeah,
all
they don't like it.
that always kind of happens, man. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do you. You ride it out. I mean, dude. You got 10 points in 12 games played. If you change anything right now, that seems sacrilegious.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm kind of just gonna ride it out for now until I go on a bit of a cold streak.
I was
But
about
if I
to.
do, then I might have to go if I go on a cold streak.
I was about to ask you. You wearing like the same suit to the games every single game we talk in here?
No, I actually had to get a new one this past season, but I have two. I have a gray one and a blue one.
Which one has been? Have you have a Lucky Charm suit per se?
Um, Not really. I guess the blue one because I kind of like that more.
You
So I
like the
wear
blue
that
one?
one the most.
You might not want to change that up one. You want to change that up then.
Yeah, probably won't have to.
Now, I don't know if you saw the recent news, but the Cubs actually got a mascot. Cubs got a
Yeah, I saw.
mascot. So are you excited to kind of see the new changes with that as well here then?
Yeah, I'm very excited to see the mascot Sunday.
And as
I'm
you
sure
know,
there will be ways that the team incorporates it with the players too.
oh, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully it doesn't get bagged up somehow in the teddy bear toss.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be could you
yeah,
imagine if
that'd be
someone threw
funny.
that on the ice? That'd be wild, man. That'd
Yeah,
be
very.
wild. Well, if anyone has any last information, I mean, thank you, Marco, for obviously joining us. But with that, thank you, Marco, for joining us on this edition of The Roar. I'm Joshua Gerhart alongside Clay Thomas. Find us on YouTube, Hershey Cubs, The Roar, as well as at Hershey Cubs on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, or Hershey Cubs on Facebook. Hit that like button to subscribe or follow us on all accounts. Fear the Roar.